In her diary entry from May 3, 1944, the 14-year-old Anne Frank wrote, "There is in people simply an urge to destroy, an urge to kill, to murder and rage. Until all mankind undergoes a great change, wars will be waged. Everything that has been built up, cultivated, and grown will be destroyed and disfigured, after which mankind will have to begin all over again." Hello, I'm Leonard Nimoy. Welcome to another program in a 13-part series that celebrates 3.5 centuries of uninterrupted Jewish life in the United States through music, as documented by the Milken Archive of American Jewish Music and issued on CD on the Naxos label. On today's program, music composed in response to the attempted annihilation of the Jewish people by Germany, the Holocaust. The word Holocaust comes from Greek roots meaning completely consumed by fire. It carries connotations of extermination and of religious sacrifice, and has come to be applied to the historical event that in Hebrew is known as the Shoah, the murder of 6 million civilian men, women, and children in Europe, only and simply because they were Jews or because the Germans decided they were Jews. Neil Levin, the artistic director of the Milken Archive, reflects on the word and its implications.
Even the word Holocaust is a trivialization of the episode in history. I'm not the first to say that. Just as Kristallnacht was a complete trivialization of what happened. I mean, that shattered glass. It wasn't shattered glass, it was shattered people. And there is a major problem that I, as an artist, have, that many artists have, in terms of the Holocaust and art. Adorno is famous for that statement that no poetry should ever be written after the Holocaust. I think that's too embracive a statement to take at face value, and I don't know if he meant it at face value. It's true that there is an incredible amount of trivializing in music and painting and art and all that. It's true that the best memorial to Auschwitz might have been just to leave it empty. So it's a very difficult situation. We have pieces here that deal with something in one way or another, some aspect that at least I believe is not trivial, is not some kind of almost prurient interest.
Conductor Gerard Schwartz, in a conversation recorded for this radio series, asked Neil Levin about the music that came to be written in the wake of this shattering event.
When we think of American music that came out of the Holocaust experience, we actually think of 2 generations of composers. One who had a direct connection to the Holocaust, and those that were not probably even living during the time of the Holocaust. So can we first look at the importance of Max Helfman in Jewish music, in American music, and in music during the time of the Holocaust?
Max Helfman was primarily a synagogue composer and a choral conductor. And he came from Europe, came from Eastern Europe, came to New York. He was very active in both secular and religious, but more secular, actually, choruses, especially the Yiddishist choruses, including the very far left-wing ones. The piece called Dinaya Haggada, which literally means the new Haggada, is different from anything else he wrote. This is a piece about the Warsaw ghetto uprising, which occurred during Passover. The Haggada, of course, is the retelling or the telling of the Passover story, which Jews are mandated to do annually. One of the most famous Yiddish poets of all time, Yitzhak Pfeffer, who later was murdered by Stalin, wrote a poem about the Warsaw Ghetto uprising. It's a kind of epic poem. So Helfman set this as a full-length work with narration and chorus, no soloists, large chorus, and full symphony orchestra. Now, the reason he called it Dinaya Haggada, because that wasn't the name of the poem, as far as I remember, Helfman called it Dinaya Haggada because he was saying, look, the exodus from Egyptian slavery and Egyptian bondage was the old Haggada. This is the new telling, even for those Jews who are not religious, who don't even celebrate Passover, who don't find an identification with something biblical. This is your new Haggada. This defines, this is what we have come up against.
Here are excerpts from this singular work by Max Helfman, the Naya Haggada, or the New Narrative. In this performance from a Naxos CD, Nick Strimple conducts the Choral Society of Southern California, the Los Angeles Zimriah Chorale, and the Young Musicians Debut Orchestra. The The narrator is Theodor Bickel, under the dramatic direction of Isaiah Scheffer.